Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 787. I am your host, Matrixlord 212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
What's up, guys?
What's up, Connor?
Hello.
What's up, Scott?
Greetings.
All right, so, Chris, we can't do anything controversial, so what do we have news-wise?
Well,
Yeah.
I guess we're all screwed then.
Yeah.
No,
there we go.
I
Lost
mean,
monetization for that. No,
See the latest, the Franco show, and you'll understand what we're talking about.
Yeah.
go by the words Eric Bischoff once said, controversy creates cash.
Yeah. Not crazy about this whole YouTube thing about censoring people. But anyway, all right, let's get to the news. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but where we
Yeah,
at?
so I don't know what just happened. Maybe we're getting hacked, but all the news sites got taken away. Okay,
Oh,
here we go. Yeah, I got them back. Okay. All right, this one's kind of weird. I don't know how well this is going to go over. I'm not really interested in this, but it says The Lost Boys is getting a TV series based on the movie at the CW.
yeah.
Yeah.
It turns out that the CW is losing their whole vampire connection with the Vampire Diaries and the other spin-offs of the Vampire Diaries, and they have nothing vampire. So I guess their idea is to take the Lost Boy franchise and probably turn it into a Twilight slash Vampire Diaries slash Buffy thing.
Good Lord.
Just do that. And
That's
so
one of my
that's,
go-to movies, and it's going to suck.
yes, so that's exactly what they're doing.
Pardon the pun, but...
And also, there's no love lost that they don't have Friday the 13th series either, because that would have been even more horrible had they gotten that. So I'm glad. What else do we have, Chris?
Actually, I don't have the article, but you just reminded me of something. There's, you know that lawsuit going on right now involving Friday the 13th. Apparently, it's not going very well.
Oh.
And apparently, the movie might be in trouble.
Oh, it is going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
God.
I didn't get to read the article, but I saw it a couple of days ago, or maybe yesterday, and I remember you guys talking about that. And
yeah, people were yelling at me saying, "What am I, an idiot? There's no way that the movie will be prevented." No, it can be.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, it didn't specifically say that it was canceled or delayed or anything. It just said though, like it might be delayed. It might be.
It can't. See, this is the situation with this movie that people don't understand. They're too quick to like bash me, but you cannot delay this movie because the rights are gonna go back to Warner Brothers New Line Cinema. There was a special deal.
That's the whole underlying plan is they want to go back to them.
The whole deal with Christopher Nolan to get him to do Interstellar, he did some weird ass deals that meant for his movie to be made, Friday the 13th would go to Paramount for a couple of years, and then I guess somebody would have the rights to South Park movie or something, and it was just the most weirdest deal you ever seen to make his movie, and he did it, and it's like Fantastic Four, like they have to make a movie within a certain amount of months, or else no matter what, it's going to be gone. So they can only get one more movie. They wasted time for years. They could have popped out like 2 or 3. So now they have to do it in like 6 months or 7 months. If you delete even a month, it's over. So that's the whole point with the Friday the 13th. It's upsetting. All right, so what else do we have?
This one was pretty interesting. We know a couple of months ago they said something about Anna Kendrick possibly playing Squirrel Girl. Well, apparently Marvel is now developing a New Warriors TV show that would have Squirrel Girl in the show.
And who said that they should do something with the New Warriors? Me. I said they should do a movie or something. I've said that many times on Everything Show. So that's funny. Okay. But where is this TV show going to take place? Netflix? They're not going to take it. So, is it?
I think they might. Because I don't really see anywhere else taking it, to be honest.
CW?
No, I don't think CW would.
No,
AMC?
Twilight it too much, and
AMC might. I mean,
or
that
FX,
could
or
be FX. No, I don't think FX would.
or A&E or something, or
I see more, like you said, either Netflix
or Spike, maybe.
No, Spike
no,
wouldn't do
not
it.
Spike. No, Spike's too controversial.
Oh,
Okay.
damn it, Scott.
Yeah, I know. It's a four-letter word, Spike.
Just lost the podcast.
No, AMC or Netflix. I see it going to one of those two more than because they got Preacher. So why not bring something?
You know,
more
there's this other series that I should be all over, like the Cloak and Dagger, but I have no idea what the hell they're doing on Freeform with that. I mean, I like the characters, but again, I don't have anything to see,
Yeah,
so I'm a little worried about that.
one of the characters you'd have like just cameos, and then
Yeah,
pretty much it, or like short-lived cartoons,
right.
like they did with Spawn.
Yeah.
Because that's the only one you could do. Because Dagger, they'd have to depend so much on CGI that it would destroy it.
Connor. You there? Connor. Connor. All right, well, I want to talk about Sherlock for a minute. Because I heard that rumor is still around. You there, Connor? That Tom Hiddleston may play a brother. A third brother of Sherlock in Minecraft. So I don't know what's going on with that, but there was this one part of the trailer, I don't know if you guys saw it, where it looks like they're going to either admit Sherlock into a mental institution, or they're going to give him shock therapy, and he looked like genuinely scared. So could that be like the finale of the series, or something?
Yeah, like I heard, they were giving him a third series or so.
I mean, if it's a threat of him losing his intelligence by becoming a vegetable, like they just, shock the crap out of him or something, that'd be weird. But I think it's going to be fantastic, the Sherlock Series 4. But, all right, what else do we have?
The other article we have here is pretty short, but Craig Robinson and Adam Scott are going to be in like a comedy version of The X-Files. It's not actually The X-Files, but it's in that vein.
It's like a ghost thing, right?
Yeah. It's not getting received very well from what I'm seeing here, though.
Those are the guys from the Hot Tub Time Machine, too.
Yeah, there are a lot of people in the comments here are like kind of meh.
Yeah, they're not crazy about that. I'm not really. I was like,
It might be funny. You never know.
What's it called again?
Something spooks, right? Or something
like that, yeah.
weird.
I don't have the article anymore. But.
I don't know, spook ops or spook investigators or some weird thing. That's interesting. Now, we have nothing coming out in the box office this week.
Oh, no. Well, we've got the Ghostbusters, thank you, haters.
We got them coming back.
Ghostbusters coming out.
I got to tell you, can you imagine if they would have released Ghostbusters now instead of when all these big movies coming out?
Mm-hmm.
And just because you release it in August or September, look at The Lord of the Rings. They came out in December. There's like no competition, Star Wars is coming out in December. It's all about placement. And when everybody's competing with everybody, you should have just picked a time where there's no competition. Like August, this would have been perfect this week if it would have actually been released here rather than
I looked at it, and I'm off Friday, and I go, there's nothing really I want to see.
There's nothing new released. I mean, I saw the horror movie, and then I'm like, well, what am I going to see this week? So, I mean, there might be one movie I might want to see. I got to look and see what's out.
So I might hit up my Brownie's Burger joint or Golden Corral. Of course, Twins is a given. My second home.
And we don't know anything about Shin Gojira, right? We don't know like a release date. It's October, maybe.
The the rumor right now, and it's being backed up by some posters and stuff, is that it's coming out. It's going to be out in a limited release from the 11th through the 18th of October. Now, I don't know where it's going to be released. I'm hoping it's released in a theater close to me or near me. All I know is right now it's doing like unbelievable numbers in Japan. Like unprecedented numbers in Japan. And there was a correction that I wanted to make. Again, it's another one of these articles that has been plaguing this movie for for the years it's been in development, with people just making stuff up. There was a report that it beat Secret Life of Pets, which apparently was false. It did not, but apparently it's still doing unbelievably well.
Yeah, I'm kind of blocked from like, it takes, I guess, a week or two later to find out.
Yeah.
So that's when I always give the Ghostbuster numbers, I can never get it accurate because it's always 2 weeks behind or a week behind.
Yeah.
So, but it is...
the number, I didn't mean to cut you off, but the number that I saw, and if anyone in the comments section wants to correct me on this, I don't know if this was true. I've seen this on a couple of sites. Apparently over there, counting yen that it's made over 5 billion yen.
Which is what in U.S.?
Which is, like, in American dollars, is like, I think, close to 30 or 40 million. Which goes by, if you go by tickets sold, which I believe is what they go by over there, that is unbelievable. Like, like, you don't even, none of us can comprehend what it's like. This is almost like Star Wars for them.
That sounds like so many repeat viewings. Like somebody walks out and then turns back around and sees it.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I mean, again, I have yet to see a negative review of the movie. The only negative things I've seen about it were certain aspects, of how Godzilla was. But other than that, they're saying, like, if you kind of, like, forget about that, this is one of the best movies that they've ever seen come out of there. And I gotta tell you, even though I'm not a fan of the character of Shin Gojira, I'm very happy that this movie is doing very, very well, and I hope it continues to do so, because that means that Toho is going to be like, we're making more.
Right.
And we already know that they're making an animated movie next year. That's the plan. I'm hoping that does well, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if toward the end of this year, around November or maybe into next year, they say, yeah, we're going to make one for 2018.
So the animated one's going to resemble the one from the movie, or is it going to be more resemblance of Gotti?
No, I think the animated movie, from the artwork we've seen so far, is going to take a heavy sci-fi kind of thing, but I think it's going to be, I don't think it's Shin Gojira. I think it's going to be another Godzilla altogether, which I think is a good move. Personally, I was watching another cast that was talking about this. They made a really good point that I agree with. They said it would probably do best for Toho to do a more traditional Godzilla in the animated movie. Mm-hmm. So that way people who weren't too satisfied with Shin Gojira can say, yes, this is what I wanted.
Right. Okay.
So I'm all for that. I hope it's something really good.
I hope it does well, too.
I'm excited.
I want to see more Godzilla movies from Toho.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So,
I still love the Raymond Burr one. I mean, that's still my most favorite of all the Godzilla ones around there. That's one of my go-to movies.
Yeah, he was in two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool. All right, guys, that's it, right, Chris?
There was one other article I wanted to get your opinion on, because I know that we've been on the SpiderMan Homecoming thing. It's a short article, but Hannibal Buress, his part, I guess, has been confirmed that he's going to be the gym teacher at the school. So he's a comedian too. So I wonder where they're going with this.
I still think the guys they got for both guy who turned into Venom, him and the other dude, they need to switch roles. One's too big for the role, the other one's too small.
I don't have any opinion
Mm.
with Spider-Man Homecoming. I mean, when I say something about my opinion, people take it out of context and they make it into something completely different. I don't really understand what the problem is when I say that Flash Thompson is a football captain jock, and he's not a skinny mini. And if he's a bully, he should be bigger than...
Flash should be the bulky guy, and...
yeah, he shouldn't be... He shouldn't... Like, Peter Parker shouldn't be able to snap him like a twig without the spider powers.
Yeah.
So that's I have a problem with. I also have a problem with Ned Leeds, whether he was mind-controlled or not to be the Hobgoblin. He still looks nothing like the Hobgoblin. In fact, the guy can't even... He has a different type of body mass that will not fit into a Hobgoblin suit, nor will it be laughable. So the thing is, like, I don't understand. You should take it very seriously when you're casting someone that's going to be the Hobgoblin or someone that's going to be Flash Thompson. And it's not even just a Mary Jane thing.
No.
But to me, people get all up in arms. Like, God forbid you say, oh my God, Zendaya, like, what has she done? Because she hasn't done any movie roles. I don't care if she had the Disney thing. You know, and it's not just the fact that she's black, but what has she done? Just like I said the same thing with Michael B. Jordan, right? What did he do to earn that role? And he didn't really impress me with that role, but he impressed me with the Creed role. You know, but...
Unless, only thing I can think of is the Fantastic Waste movie was sort of like the in-between movie while the Creed movie was getting closer to...
yeah, but even if he did the Creed movie, and then I still don't see him as the Fantastic Four. But anyway, this whole Spider-Man thing got me very worried. But I'm not going to make it... I'm not going to do any video on it until we get concrete proof that Zendaya is Mary Jane, or this one's Flash, or this one's... Because right now, it's laughable, the amount of cast members there are, that they make a huge thing of nothing. Oh my God, this is the gym teacher. Look out!
I mean, yeah, that's a secondary character.
I mean, you could be casting actors that are brand new, but you're spending a ridiculous amount of money on nonsense. And I'm questioning why this is happening. So I don't want to be deemed a hater. So I'm just not going to say anything now.
Just throwing us anything out there is not giving us information. This is information you could read in a pulp magazine. Give us something that's concrete. And first of all, it's not the fact that we don't like the actress, whether they've made her this race or that race. It's whether the person has to fit a certain look. And if we look at the character and it's like, they're too skinny for this part, or they're too big for this part, that is what we're concerned about. We could not care less whether Mary Jane's Asian, in the end, Asian, black, blah blah blah. Just make certain the character, when you look at them, you can close your eyes and actually picture them as that character. And so often they don't. They go off this half-kiltered...
I mean, as much as I like Kirsten Dunst,
yeah,
I didn't really feel 100% like she was Mary Jane. I mean, it was acceptable, but I mean, she wasn't like the one I envisioned in the comics. Same thing like Dallas Howard. I didn't see her as Gwen Stacy. Emma Stone I liked as Gwen Stacy. I thought Tobey Maguire was my Spider-Man. You know, so... I mean, I liked, William Dafoe as the Green Goblin. I just didn't like...
I think he did great. I think of all the people who played him,
I just didn't like the costume, that you couldn't see his mouth move. I had a problem with that. So, and I thought that Doc Ock was the better villain. I thought that was the better movie than the first one.
Because one of the characters which I know we're getting on to Doctor Who just real quick, but one of the characters which John Pertwee liked so much was the Ogrons, because you could see the facial expressions and he could play off of it, and that's the whole point. When you can't see this,
it's kind of hard to react. Yeah. So I'm going to leave it. No opinion that the gym teacher, no opinion about the teacher, no opinion about the guy that serves Peter Parker coffee. I mean, it's getting ridiculous every day. There's a new member. If I didn't know any better, I would say they were filming 3 movies, because there's no way this is one movie. I bet you they're doing 3 back-to-back or something.
3 or 2.
Yeah. But besides that, I do want to mention one thing before we go, Chris. And I didn't understand how this is possible, but Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson had say in casting for Jumanji 2, and he chose Karen Gillan, which I'm like, what? Like, him and Kevin Hart are going to be in Jumanji 2.
Yeah.
And he had this whole Twitter exchange. I needed someone that's best for the role. When did he become like a casting director? Like, I'm kind of confused about it.
He might have some. I mean, I know it is. You know, sometimes guys behind the scenes star in their movies. You know, they have say in. I mean, look at Ben Affleck. That he does all the stuff.
Well, I guess he has a lot to say, because he said that he cast Karen Gillan.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he said something to one of the directors or the producers, and they said okay. And I mean, if he did, yeah, he could take credit for that.
Well,
I don't see a problem with that.
I mean,
it's not a bad thing. Yeah. He didn't ask for somebody who's a bad actress or a bad actor or anything.
You know what's funny? She's got so much good roles.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it doesn't come hard for her. It's like you turn your head and she's got everything.
Well, I think she's really marketable, to tell you the truth. I think she's someone you can put in your movie, and you know, there you go.
The only movie I didn't like so much was that one where she had where they had the mirror. The mirror. That one.
That's why. Thank you, Scott. That was a WWE movie. That's probably why The Rock wanted her, because he probably saw her in that, and he was like, "Yeah, let's get her." Yeah, thank you, Scott.
I can't remember if it's confirmed or not, but they are talking about having him as playing Doc Savage. And it's funny if things turned around to where if they didn't get her for Jumanji, he got her for Doc Savage.
Yeah.
But I still think the guy who played Thor reminds me more of Doc Savage than Dwayne.
I apologize, folks. I think that we've got a technical issue here. Joe seems to be frozen in time.
He's shocked.
Yeah.
Something happened. He's just surprised, like, oh, we went that way?
Yeah. Well, I got to say, too, recently, being on the topic of The Rock, him and, now Joe's gone. He'll probably pop back in a second. But him and Vin Diesel have been having some sort of a issue on the set or behind the scenes of Fast and Furious.
Really?
And the rumor right now is that it's either A, it's a work, and that they're going to have something to do with the next WrestleMania, or B, it's legitimate, and there really is a problem with both of them, like between them, behind the scenes or on the set. And apparently, I from what I read, a lot of people are siding with Vin Diesel, because they're like, The Rock shouldn't have taken this public or something, because I think he said something on Twitter or something. But yeah, it's kind of interesting if you're into that sort of, you know, kind of thing, behind the scenes stuff.
Top Gun, Cruise, and Kilmer. I mean, a lot of those tension scenes that you saw on screen were definitely tension between the two actors.
Sure. And sometimes, you know, I guess it works because you get, like, genuine performances. Like, they're not just acting, they're actually, like, against each other. But you don't really want that thing to spread on set, because it could be a problem.
You want to at least keep fighting.
So I thought that was interesting. If it is a work, it'd be interesting to see if they do something at WrestleMania, because I know they like to get celebrities, and I think The Rock and Vin Diesel are enough. But what's interesting, too, is that Vin Diesel's also obviously involved in Guardians of the Galaxy with Batista, who, of course, is also a big WWE name. So that's interesting, even though Batista kind of got a raw deal last time he was in WWE, which wasn't necessarily WWE's fault. But it's pretty interesting stuff.
I need to find out if Casey, a buddy of mine who used to work with, is still following following WWE or stuff, and I keep meaning to, and I keep forgetting to ask him. And
yeah, it's getting interesting now. With them having the network and everything.
Oh, Joe!
He must be having really bad problems. Maybe Google stopped him.
Yeah, you're not going to sign our paperwork. We're going to shut you down. Because I know there was a gal who's got the Vaughn TV show You Crazy Diamond. She's got Comcast, and because Comcast her internet service was so screwed up at the time because of it, they pretty much gave her a month for free. And I think she eventually had to go with like a satellite service or something like that in order to do it, because she was not too happy with their service.
Oh yeah.
So Sundays, folks, on Vaughn TV Live, You Crazy Diamond. It's pretty much she does this this music trivia thing for like 50 songs. And then whoever gets a certain amount of points goes on to Showdown, and those 6 go on to Showdown, and it's fun. I've been doing it for quite a while. But no, that whole thing about the Olmec heads just popped in my head one night. I started me thinking, like, yeah, that could be interesting if those Olmec heads from in Mexico were actually Bo's race, and because of either the atmosphere of the time or the diseases that were spread, that's what happened to his race.
Pretty interesting. I don't know if they would necessarily go in that direction.
I know. And like I also says, I know it doesn't explain the whole thing about him being old friends with the doctor.
Yeah.
But still, it's just, you know how you can see something umpteen dozen times, and then that one time you see it's like, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they could, if they didn't do like that specifically, they could definitely do something like that, like change it up a little bit. But I don't think it would be an issue. I just hope we get more stories off Earth this season. I know we've said that already, or this series, I should say. I know we've said that already, but I'm getting kind of tired of it always being on Earth. It's like, yes, I understand this is where the Doctor goes, but
yeah, that was one of the things that I thought would kill off the series